There's this unbelievable statement that Jesus makes that is really something only he could say. Whoever comes to me, I will never drive them away. It's unbelievable because most people have boundaries. We have limits, right? We can only tolerate or handle so much before we say, no, you can't be here anymore. And that's okay. I think for the sake of our human safety and sanity, maybe we need to keep some boundaries in place. I mean, whoever comes, no. If you want to sit at my dinner table, we're gonna have to have some kind of basic boundaries. If you want to hang out with my kids, you're gonna have to earn my trust first. If you want to be a part of our friend group, you're gonna have to be willing to go with the vibe. We all have limits, right? But Jesus said, whoever. I mean, can't you think of a few people to disqualify from that offer? There's this old 17th century English author by the name of John Bunyan who imagined once how his conversation with Jesus might go about this. But I'm a great sinner. But I'm an old sinner. But I'm a hard-hearted sinner. But I'm a backsliding sinner. I've served Satan all my days. I've sinned against light. I've sinned against mercy. I have nothing good to bring with me. And to every objection, he imagines Jesus would respond, whoever comes to me, I will never drive them away. Actually, the original Greek rendering is a double negative. So technically it says, I will never not drive away. But in Greek, unlike English, a double negative doesn't mean, it doesn't negate the statement. It acts as an intensifier. It makes the statement even stronger. So it's more like, I won't ever drive them away. Two things. One, you know he's talking to you, right? I mean, me too, but he's talking to you. All the reasons that you thought, oh, I can't come to Jesus, maybe because of my views or my values, my mistakes or my politics or my grievances or my doubts or my fears or my suffering or my pain, or because of what I think about his followers or the history of the church. I can't come to Jesus because, first of all, he's talking to you. I won't ever drive you away. Second thing, probably worth considering, whoever comes to me, I won't drive them away. Who's your them? Who is it that you think, well, they definitely can't come to Jesus because of their views or values or their lifestyle, their current living situation, their relationship status, or because of their past or their present, or where they're headed in the future because of the way that they think or the way they vote or the way they handle themselves on social media? Who's your them? Because Jesus was really clear. Whoever. Hold on a second, Corey. We should talk about context here. Maybe if we understand the context, it will help us understand the limits of God's love. The context is Jesus making a strange claim. He says he's the bread of life and that whoever comes to him will never go hungry, which is kind of a weird thing to say, right? I mean, why would Jesus say that? The reason is because the people he was talking to had asked for some sort of sign that he was telling them the truth about God. They wanted proof because his truth about God was a little different than their current truth about God that they got from their religious figure Moses, the guy who, in their view, rescued their ancestors from Egypt and fed them miracle bread from heaven. It's a whole story. We follow what Moses said about God because Moses gave us bread from heaven. And then Jesus says, it wasn't Moses who fed your ancestors, it was God who gave them that bread in the desert. And I'm the new bread. The Moses way is done. It served its purpose. Follow me to the new way. And a ton of people were not interested. So they walked away. Most, actually, walked away from Jesus. And of course they did. I mean, they already had the Moses way of life. Yeah, there were a lot of rules and commandments and rituals and sacrifices and feasts and all of that, but it was known. And if it was good enough for their ancestors, it was good enough for them. But Jesus, I mean, his way of life and his way of talking about a relationship with God was so different. He broke Moses' commandments. He said that non-Israelites had more faith than some of the Israelites did. He welcomed and hung out with the unclean, the sinners, and the people Moses said we shouldn't, and the ones that society and the religious communities rejected. Jesus treated them as though God loved them too. So most people walked away, but some, a few, who were hungry for more of what Jesus was talking about. Hungry for a God whose love knew no boundaries. Hungry for a God whose arms could stretch much wider than I could stretch mine. Hungry for a God whose table still had open seats for whoever would come. They stayed. Here's the deal. I have limits. I have boundaries. I can only go so far. I'm selfish. I know that. I can be angry and hateful at times, but Jesus isn't. He said whoever. And he didn't say what you had to do before you come. He didn't say how you'd have to change or what you'd have to give up in order to be welcome to the table. He just said, whoever comes, I will never, ever drive them away. It means you. It means me. And it means them too. Whoever your them might be. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.